We've got a very special retro versus modern for you today. Zipp have kindly let us in to the Arc Wind Tunnel here in Indianapolis, the self-proclaimed racing capital of the USA, to find out just how much more aerodynamic, how much faster in fact, a modern wheel really is. So what are our retro and our modern then? Well, when it comes to wheels, in this case, retro means, brace yourself, 2009. I know, that's quite scary, isn't it? So this is our retro wheel. This is a Zipp 404 with a toroidal rim profile. And then its competition is this, the new 404 NSW. So the differences, we'll summarise very quickly. This one is much wider, so that helps air reattach from the tyre to the rim on the leading edge, making it more aerodynamic. And then the rim profile is much blunter, so that does a similar job, but here at the second leading edge, so again, making it more aerodynamic. And then, although both wheels you can see are actually covered in Zipp's signature dimples, they do different jobs. So here, the dimples were designed to help air reattach, but then on the new one, they're actually designed to help generate little vortexes, which is going to make the wheel more stable in crosswinds. We'll be pitting them against each other here in the wind tunnel, and with me as the guinea pig. I hope I'm up to the job. Right, now this is my very first time riding in a wind tunnel. And to be honest with you, I don't really know what to do. So this is Dave Morse, who is the Advanced Development Engineer at Zipp, and he's going to be running the test. Dave, what have I actually got to do?
So the goal of the test here on your part is to be as quiet and still as possible while we're taking the test.
Okay.
You're going to be pedaling because while you're in here for about 28 minutes.
Yeah.
We want you comfortable, and people who tend to keep their feet still will end up shaking out of fatigue, and that skews the results. So pedal at about 60 RPM, whatever you're most comfortable with. The goal here is to get consistent results.
Yeah.
So keep your head position perfectly still. Maybe you pick a reference point on this moving platform so you're always in the same position, and don't bat an eye.
Right, there we go. Now I'm not going to lie, I'm actually a little bit nervous here. Firstly, because I don't want to screw the test up, but also because I've been told that this wind tunnel goes up to 111 miles an hour. And right now I'm looking at a load of Zipp engineers who've got their fingers over the control panel, and I just don't quite trust them. Right, wish me luck.
So Simon's testing right now at 30 miles an hour. That's a little bit fast, but we do that to improve the signal to noise ratio on the data coming across the wind tunnel. And then we can dial that down to any speed we want to within the flow regime using our aerodynamic equations.
Oh. My word, that was super cool. Firstly, I had no idea really what 30-mile-an-hour wind actually feels like, because it's so disconcerting doing it on a static trainer. Like the fact that I really should have been wearing some glasses. And then, secondly, I really didn't think how hard it would be to ride in exactly the same position for 28 minutes. But I can't wait to get off and stretch. Run number 2, it's Retro Zipp 404s. Okay, so it's results time. What can we see?
So no surprise, the newer wheel is faster. All that time spent in the tunnel did pay off. The retro wheel averages about 7 watts slower across the entire yaw sweep, but it performs a little bit worse at the shallower yaw angles, meaning the newer wheel is a better performer in gusty wind conditions.
Yeah, so, but looking at the numbers a bit more closely, so at those shallow yaw angles, the older wheel performs as well, doesn't it? So up to, is it 5 degrees of yaw or 7.5 degrees of yaw? They're really closely matched.
They go back and forth at low yaw angles.
But it's only the really extreme yaw angles where the newer wheel, the NSW, like really outstrips it. So I can see 17 watts there.
Yes, it's quite a big difference. When you get into gusty wind conditions, the bike tends to be a little bit less predictable. So when you have the newer wheel on, the NSW, you can really concentrate on driving your bike forward and not really reacting to unpredictable wind.
So I guess the reason why you would want to run a newer one isn't necessarily because it's a faster wheel in those yaw angles. It's because you're less likely to lose control of your bike because the front wheel's not going to get taken out
Less
in front of
things
you.
to think about, more concentration on the ride, and then you have a host of other advantages from the clincher side versus tubular side.
Okay, now there is one last question, because I imagine there's probably an awful lot of people out there riding Zipp wheels from 2009 that are very happy with their wheels. So what are we going to tell them? You know, actually the majority of wind angles, they're going to be as quick. But what's the lesson in terms of tyre width? Because I guess that's the critical thing.
Well, I think a lot of it comes to what we term as aero balance. The newer wheels are going to offer a more complete package so that when you're riding along, the experience is better. You go faster, and it's more usable with different tire widths. It's not going to be as affected if you're a little bit wider or a little bit skinnier. The tubular wheels are a bit more sensitive with that narrow brake track.
Okay, now I'm going to put you on the spot here. Like in the last 7 years, we've seen this progression in aerodynamics. So do you envisage in the next 7 years being able to see gains equivalent to this?
We've been tracking diminishing gains forever, but I think that we've got a couple aces up our sleeve, and we're always, I mean, it's our job to come up with faster and faster stuff. We don't know quite what that is yet, but we will produce it.
There will be faster stuff, right? We'll watch this space.
All right, thanks.
Well, perhaps predictably then, these new wheels are significantly faster. But what's been absolutely fascinating has been looking at why these wheels are faster. Because at 0 degrees and at shallower yaw angles, there isn't actually all that much to separate the two wheel sets. It's only at the more extreme yaw angles that these perform significantly better. And so perhaps in out-and-out speed, you may not go that much faster, but it's the stability of the wheel that really counts. So how it handles those extreme yaw angles, which in the real world are effectively gusts of wind. So you could run deeper wheels more of the time in windier conditions, making you faster overall. Now, if you want to see another little test that we performed when we got our hands on the new 808 NSW, perhaps the science is slightly less robust, but anyway, it's worth a watch. If you click just up there, you get through to it. Or for more tech videos here on GCN, we've got loads in our tech playlist. You can get through to them by clicking just down there. Otherwise, make sure you subscribe to GCN. To do that, just click on the globe, hovering somewhere above this rather flash IndyCar right next to me.